Hi, and welcome to this little video in which I'm going to show you a simple little routine. This one's suitable for beginners getting back into fitness again, who want a little routine which is going to give them a little bit of cardio, a little bit of strength, and work on their balance as well. So it's a sort of all-round routine. The way that you will still get a bit fitter with regards to the cardiovascular fitness is by keeping the rest in between each exercise down to the minimum. So you go into the next exercise just that little bit puffed, and that should work nicely. Okay, so our first exercise is a crawling exercise, and so for this we're going to come down into a crawling position, and at this point here, if you're feeling strong, you can press down on your toes and come up onto your feet like this. Your shoulders should be here above the hands rather than here or possibly there, and your knees are either on the ground or just off the ground like that. From this stage we can take a movement forward with a hand followed by the opposite leg, hand, leg, hand, leg, hand, leg, and then we can come back the way we went until we're back at the beginning here. You can work on this so that you can travel a greater distance as you get a little bit fitter. Perhaps you'll be backwards and forwards across the whole sitting room, and that would be great. And obviously if taking your weight up onto your feet is quite hard, then to start with it's absolutely fine that you have your knees down and you crawl like this. This is good practice just to get the rhythm and remind yourself how to crawl anyway. So a good thing for you to do. And you can work up to perhaps just a couple forwards and a couple backwards. Before you know it, you'll be shooting backwards and forwards. Okay, so the next exercise is a lunge matrix. So what you're going to do for this is you're going to take a step straight forward, put your weight onto the front leg, which will bend. We want this lower leg here to be sort of vertical to the ground, and you want to keep your upper body straight. So rather than looking down at the ground like this, it actually helps if you keep your eyes up nice and level. So we go straight like that, push down into the ground to come back to where you stand. So that's your straight one. Then the next one you're going to do is going to be at 45 degrees. So it's not going to be straight across, but rather between those two. The foot still points in exactly the same direction as the first one that you did, and come back to your start position. The next one, you step sideways, foot still facing exactly the same direction. Lots of good knee bend, weight goes onto this leg, and then I push back to where I was. And then the last one, what you're going to do is, rather than keep that foot straight, you're going to open up the hips, move round, move onto that leg. I've got a sofa in the way, not ideal, and press back to where you started. I'll show you that one again. Turn, point the foot out, take the weight, press back. So we've now got a neat little routine. We can go straight, 45 degrees, lateral, and a rotation. Back to the beginning again. And then of course do the other leg exactly the same way. And so on, around we go. Okay, that was exercise 2. Next exercise is obviously exercise 3, and this one is about core strength again. So what you're going to do here is a couple of different ways, but you're going to do it on the ground. And one way you can do it, this is probably the harder way, have a rolled hand towel like that. It's probably about 2 inches in thickness, and that's going to go behind my low back here. I'm going to lie down like this, shoulders flat against the ground. I'm going to let my feet go straight, my legs out straight like this. I'm then going to clench my buttocks really hard, and then at that point I'm going to lift one leg like this, and then I'm going to bring it down again and do the other one, keeping everything clenched and everything fairly stiff. So I've still got these bum muscles here clenched pretty hard. Now I can progress this by, as this leg comes down, I can start the other one coming up. So they meet here and exchange position. There, there, and there. The point of the roll is to make sure that I'm not flattening out my back completely against the floor, which would destroy the natural lumbar curve there. Another way I can do it, a little bit easier, is to get rid of the lumbar curve, flatten out the back, which is fine when the knees are bent like this, and then bring one knee up, and then just exchange positions like this. That's nice and easy, or it is if you've got a bit of core strength. You can do it at various different speeds as you get better, but this all needs to stay nice and still, and we don't want to be arching up the back like this. We can actually keep it nice and flat like that, and we can go like this. So 2 variations there, all of which are good. Right, next exercise is the 1 foot balance reaches. So you're back on your feet for this one, and what you're going to do is balance on the one leg. You imagine a clock out in front of you with obviously 12 o'clock immediately in front. You're actually going to start by reaching out with the leg to 11 o'clock, bending this knee to allow you to reach. Now what I'm doing with these reaches is I'm simply sliding the foot along the floor as far as it will go. It's not a lunge. I'm not taking a step forward, coming back again. I'm just bending the back knee and reaching. So that's the 11 o'clock that I've done lots of times now. I'm going to go to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. At that point I'm going to change legs and go 11 o'clock, which is now around there, 12 o'clock, and so on like this around the clock. Excellent for the balance. You should just notice the knee is doing something slightly different each time, just to allow for the change in direction of the opposite leg here. So really nice exercise for you there to help your balance. Right, the next one, we're back down on the ground again, and we're going to do some Supermans. So we're going back to this crawling position here, and let's see if I can give you a bit more room. That's it, that's giving me more room. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch out a leg straight backwards, making sure that the hips stay level. So I'm not doing this or this. Hips stay level, and I'm using the gluteal muscles here to make sure that my leg stays nice and straight like that. At this point, once I practice that a few times, I'm happy with that. I can also point up with the opposite hand. So left leg, right arm. Progressing this exercise one more time. My dog comes to join me. Go away, Sachi. Doing exercise. Off you go. This time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in, and the elbow and the knee are going to come together. Don't worry if there's a little bit of curl in the spine, that's fine, as long as you stretch out fully at this point as you go back again. So we're there. And then when I've done the stipulated number of those, 10 might be a good number for example, or 30 seconds worth, and do the same on the other side. There. Good. And then the last exercise we've got, this one takes a little bit more room, I hope we can stay on camera for this, is a one-footed diagonal step. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take a step that's both forward and to the side. So it's a 45-degree step. Feet will remain pointing forwards. So you're going to step, and as you take that step, you're going to step through with the back leg, and you're going to come to this balance position here. So I've got the knee up, I've got the foot off the ground, like that. I'm then going to step again to there, and I'm going to come to this balance position like that. One more, maybe I'll go off camera, and to there. When I get really good, I'll be able to come backwards like this, but maybe that's for another day. You can work up to that. And the other thing, of course, is as you get a little bit more mobile, more confident, you can just put a little bit of a jump into it. So there, and so on. So again, it's another great balance exercise, but it's also strengthening up the muscles around the knees, retraining the brain. Great for people that are concerned that, you know, in the future there's a danger of perhaps falling in the home, anything like that. All these exercises are great for just strengthening things up, regaining your balance, retraining your brain so it knows how to deal with the challenges that you meet every day. So that's the series. For individual suggestions of reps or sets, how many to do each one, you should probably see me individually. Okay, fantastic. Well, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it.